Oh my God. Sheffield Wednesday just may stay up.
Yeah,
Can you believe it?
get in there.
Welcome back to Terrace. It's a Sheffield Wednesday view. Oh, goodness. Where do you start with that? Well done. Congratulations.
We needed it. We needed it.
And let me just say this sentence. Sheffield Wednesday are finally out of the bottom three with 2 games to go. How does that feel, Andrew?
Oh, relief, absolute relief. So many chances to be at that bottom three these last couple of months, and we just not done it. And finally, to finally do it, and to do it at the right time. The most important thing that matters is to be out of there when it matters most, and that is at the very end. You know, before that, it doesn't count. It's right at the end. That's when it matters. And then I'll be able to call Danny Roll Houdini. And we can sing, climb up the chandeliers and swing the chandeliers in celebration. Let's get it done and dusted first.
All right. Welcome back to Sheffield Wednesday View. We are also going to talk about that Blackburn game. We've also got to bring in our West Brom fans who are going to hopefully tell you that Baggies are on the beach and they don't really care about their trip to Hillsborough. And then, of course, we're going to talk about Sheffield Wednesday's home history this season and see if you can pick out your favourite home game, if you can. Matt, you were at Ewood Park along with 7,400 and something. Andrew was there too. Go on. I'll let you talk about it, Matt. A thoroughly enjoyable game.
Yeah, it was a really, really good performance all round from the squad. I thought the Josh Windass goal was outstanding, and he showed in that moment exactly why a side like us cannot go without a player for that length of time that we have done over the course of this season. His entire Sheffield Wednesday career, there's a statistic out there which says for every 2 games he plays, he misses 1, which is, he is worth his weight in gold in those moments. He's a big game player. He pops up in those moments, and it is a sublime finish. Spinning ball, half volley to dink it over the keeper. He's still got a lot of work to do. Great finish. That lasted all of about 2 minutes before the inevitable happened in Sam Smodics racing away and scoring. Rest of the first half, I thought, was fairly nervy, and from both sides, there wasn't really a lot of quality on display. There was a lot of effort, but there was a lot of misplaced passes from both sides, really. Atmosphere was very flat going in at half-time amongst sort of fan base. I thought players, it all felt like it was kind of filtering down to kind of like on the pitch. Second half was a different side, and we were brilliant in the second half. The goal that we scored, I think Marvin Johnson has rightly got a lot of credit for the long busting run that he's put in. I don't think it should be underestimated the role that Will Volks plays in that goal, to initially take the ball off Smodics, and then he is, in a 60-40 on the losing side of it to win the following ball. And he puts his body on the line, he wins the tackle. Ugbo does really well in driving forward, squaring the ball to Masaba. Masaba, I think, is just trying to hit an area. If he was trying to hit Windass, it's an absolutely shocker. But it's a great ball in, tucked in. It's one of the more crazy celebrations that I've been involved with kind of following Wednesday. And then Ainsley Pears decided to give us a gift, is the honest answer. Again, one of the more bizarre goals that I've ever seen live, and the remainder of the game was fairly comfortable for us. Even Sam Smodics even missed a chance, which was, you kind of know it's going to be your day then.
Yeah, our Blackburn fan was not happy at all, and how the goalkeeper, it happens to goalkeepers, but we were saying earlier that didn't see how he just didn't stop it, even when it's gone over his foot. It just seemed everything seems to happen in slow motion, and there was some Birmingham Huddersfield fans even calling him out, saying, "Has he been paid off by your chairman?"
Right. Well, the Blackburn guy was spot on with his score prediction, as was I. We said 2-1 to Wednesday, and it was 2-1 to Wednesday. It was obviously a courtesy goal, very nicely taken. We'll take it all day long by their goalkeeper to make that tragic mistake. I must admit, in the first half, when we went 1-up, great goal by Windass, absolutely brilliant finish from that position. And then Smodics, I knew that the guy's going to get there. It's a pity that Beadle didn't stand his ground. If Beadle didn't actually dive, if he stood up he'd have saved that smash. It would have hit him. He would have saved it. Because he went to the dive, the ball went over him, over his body into the back of the net. That was the equaliser. I must admit, I was a bit nervous at half time, so I changed my shirt. I put on my Terry Curran yellow shirt. I was wearing my blue and white Wednesday shirt. Put on Terry Curran yellow shirt, which I've had for 44 years. He was there that night we beat them. We had to win that game to get promotion back to the second division of old. And it did the magic. It did the trick. It was great to see the second goal go in. Don't underestimate also, Matt was right about, Wade Vauxhall won the ball in the first place, but also Windass. Windass, that decoy run by Windass took one of the defenders out of the equation, and that cross that came over, he missed it, and it went far enough over for Johnson to be able to finish it with aplomb. And then the third goal, absolute bonus. Thank you very much. Okay. Good night. Yeah, no.
Right, it is now in your hands. Before we get into the West Brom game, Birmingham play Huddersfield this weekend. What result do you want from that game?
Matt, what do you want?
So it's a very tall order. I don't want a Birmingham City win. That's for damn sure. A draw or the impossible of a Huddersfield home win would be great. But ultimately, as you rightly said, Mark, it's in our own hands, and you have to take care of business in these two remaining games. Yes, it's wonderful to be out the relegation zone, but I think years of watching Sheffield Wednesday have jaded me to know full well this is by no means the end of it. West Brom will come and be looking to get themselves back into some sort of form going into that run-in. If I'm going to be perfectly honest, I would love a Huddersfield win, but a 1-1 draw I would take.
Yeah, I agree. If any of them are going to win, obviously we're going to want Huddersfield, because Birmingham are better off than Huddersfield at the moment. Birmingham have also got a home match to finish off with against Norwich, who will obviously be in the playoffs and probably rest players that last game. So we just got to really hope now that Huddersfield at least try harder to try and save themselves. And if it's a draw, then so be it. We'll be happy with that as well. Of course, the added sort of feature to this weekend is that the fact that we are playing West Bromwich Albion, and I know there's no love lost, of course, between West Bromwich Albion and Birmingham City, their city neighbours. And I'd like to think that bit of a pat on the back there, chaps. Give us a bit of a helping hand, yeah.
Okay. One of the results you're going to want this weekend, even before we get there, is for Coventry City to beat Hull on Wednesday. Because if Coventry beat Hull, that guarantees that West Brom are in the playoffs, and that means that come Saturday, like you say, they don't need to worry. Let's bring in a West Brom fan then, Dan, who's on this channel regularly for us. Good evening, Dan. Welcome to the Sheffield Wednesday view. We've got lots of Wednesday fans watching this, Dan. Tell them that West Brom are going to rock up with the kids this weekend.
Probably not, to be honest, because we're in a bit of a rut at the minute. We just need to sort of get back to winning ways. And why not get a win at Wednesday? Sorry to say, lads, but yeah, I think we kind of need to build on the form if we want to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, because you're against Leicester. You actually had some very good moments, and actually were the better team, weren't you, the first half for large parts of it. But it has started to wobble, hasn't it? And do you think he actually now needs to build some of this momentum in going into the playoffs? So this game is almost as well, it's obviously a must-win for Wednesday, but it's a kind of a must-win for West Brom if you to get any kind of momentum going into them games.
Yeah, definitely. You need the momentum, especially to go into the playoffs, because anything can happen. So you want to be on good form. But yeah, I can't see us just laying down and let Wednesday play on the weekend. Okay,
let's get some score predictions, and then we'll ask you about your favourite home game of the season, both of you. Dan, you can go first. Who's your away team?
I think I'm going to have to go for a 2-0 win. Just keep that clean sheet, get 2 goals on the board, keep the confidence going then.
Okay. Andrew?
Yeah, you're kidding me. West Brom only won one of their last 6 games. That was against Rotherham. They struggled to win that. Their manager's not a fool. He's not going to want to get injuries for the playoffs, that's for sure. And they've got a home match coming up after us against Preston North End, so they can easily get their 3 points there if they need them. So, no, it's not happening, sunshine. Wednesday want this. We mean business. My first ever trip to Hillsborough was the 3rd of January, 1970. And a guy with the initials of JW, Jack Whitman, scored both goals. We beat West Bromwich 2-1 that day. It's going to be 2-1 this weekend as well. And then a guy with the same initials, Josh Windass, will score both goals to sink the Albion. Get in there.
Matt?
I agree with Andrew. I think it's a 2-1 home win just for the simple fact of it's a must win at home. We haven't been terrible at home. The results haven't really come. But yeah, I think it's an absolute must win. I saw earlier today that it's a sellout as well for the game on Saturday. It's a must win because you don't really want to be going into Sunderland. I know Sunderland are a topsy-turvy side, but you don't want to be going there having to win and being back into that bottom three. You've worked so hard all season to claw your way out of it. Now is the time to not step off the gas and relax. Now is the time to put your foot on people's necks and make sure that they don't come up.
Exactly. Okay. The 3 points will take us to that magical 50 points target I was telling you about months ago. That will make the 50, and then Sunderland away can be hopefully a dead rubber, I hope.
Okay. All right. Cheers to that, Dan. I'll just pop you out the picture for a second. Our Sunderland fan earlier said, actually, don't worry about beating West Brom because you'll definitely beat Sunderland at the Stadium like the week after because they are very bad. So it's not all over for Wednesday, even if you do lose. Let's just remember, though, that this is the last game of the season at home. It's the last time you'll be at Hillsborough for a while. It might be the last time you're at Hillsborough in the Championship for a while as well. It might be. I said might. I'd like you to just think back over the season that you've had. It's been a heck of a long one. What's been your favourite home game experience that you've had, Andrew?
Well, let's face it, the relief. It has to be, strangely enough, the 2nd of December, the day I've got on BBC Radio, the Blackburn game, the turning point. We beat them 3-1 at Hillsborough. Can you imagine if Xisco had never left Hillsborough, if he hadn't been sacked? We'd have gone down without a whimper. We'd have been relegated just the way we were in 74-75 season, where we went down with horrendous. No, so that's got to be the turning point. It was a good win, a good solid performance against them. So it was great to do the double over them, of course, again this weekend. The same with QPR as well, double over them too. So the double wins are the ones that will stick in the mind most of all. Blackburn and QPR, definitely.
Okay. The average attendance at Hillsborough this year has risen by 5%, up at 26,500, which is, phenomenal numbers, isn't it, for championship side. Matt, what's been your standout memory from those games?
Rotherham for Danny Roll's first win. It was a moment where everything seemed to kind of pull together and everybody simply started to believe again that this could happen. And Hull on Hull around the Christmas period. I think it was the 1st of January. We won 3-1. It was a night match. Atmosphere there was absolutely brilliant.
Okay. I've got to ask you about your lowest point as well. So very quickly, what was the point where you walked out of Hillsborough going, what am I doing? Matt, you go first.
Oh, there's a few. When you say go, get it quickly, there's quite a few here. You could chuck any one of the Xisco Munoz games in there, and I am including the first game against Southampton. There was a lot of people who walked out very optimistic from that game, thinking we'd gone toe to toe with potential league winners. The big tell for me in that game was the fact that there was 11 minutes of added time and we didn't touch the ball for 11 minutes when we needed a goal. I think also, honestly, I think Millwall at home was a really difficult game for us, simply because Millwall had 4 shots and scored 4 goals. We were into that new manager period. Things were sort of starting to come together a little bit. And you just kind of felt at that point, I know I definitely felt kind of coming away from Hillsborough that day, it just might not be this season. We might just have left ourselves with way too much to do. And you just couldn't really see the wood for the trees, really.
Right. Yeah. It's funny that a Millwall fan said exactly the reverse about when you went to the Den. Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. Andrew, what's your nightmares?
3 real nightmares for us this season. The 2 home games, as Matt said, Millwall 0-4, Sunderland 0-3, and the other nightmare obviously was the 6-0 Ipswich, which we won't forget either, away from home. Those 3 are the 3 nightmares, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right then. West Brom at home, Sunderland away, and then it's all over. Yes. And just from a neutral point of view, I mean, obviously I've sat and listened to you.
As neutral as the VAR guy was for Everton against Forest, eh?
Don't bring us into it. We might be playing you. We might be playing you next year.
You're out. You'll stay up.
We really have enjoyed, obviously, both of you, your positivity, Andrew, and your bringing us back down to earth, Matt, comments as well. So genuinely, we hope you do stay up. I think it's I genuinely haven't believed that you might do it. I've nodded and gone, yeah, good luck, but thinking, no, this can't happen. But wow, this could be the biggest. I mean, I think West Brom actually got one of the greatest escape stories in the Premier League under Brian Robson. I couldn't believe that any escape could beat that. But
this is the one.
This might be it.
That Barry Bannon's actually said that he thought that the promotion performance, come back and win promotion last season, was a greater achievement than staying up this season. I'm stunned by that. I personally think if we stay up this season, that will be the greater achievement. And Danny Roll will go down in folklore as Houdini. Definitely.
Okay. Good luck. Okay. We will see you. We'll see you next week with our Sunderland fan to preview the final game of this most amazing championship season. Good luck, Wednesday fans. Thank you, Andrew.
Get in there. Cheers.
The bear may be back.
He'll be back. Can't take a good look at his face, West Brom fans.
Thanks, Andrew. Thanks, Matt. Bye bye.
Cheers. Take care.
Cheers.
All the best. Bye.